Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I will discuss about SINP 2020 trend analysis. So if you are planning to apply in Saskatchewan immigrant nominee program, which is commonly known as Saskatchewan PNP or SINP, then you must know what will be the future draw cutoff to get invitation from the Saskatchewan PNP program, and you should also know how many number of invitations will be issued by SINP in the next 6 months of 2020. So if you have already submitted your expression of interest in SINP portal and you are waiting for ITA from SINP, then in this video I am going to reveal the facts and figure about the SINP program using some mathematical parameters such as average, minimum, maximum, standard deviation and the median. So please watch the video till the end to know the future draw cutoff and in future how many number of invitations will be issued in this next 6 months of 2020. Okay, so before I start, please do subscribe my YouTube channel to receive latest updates and videos about Canada immigration. Okay, so let's begin. So first, let's try to understand the facts, figures and the trend of SINP 2019. So those who are new in the SINP program, they may not be aware with the SINP 2019. So let's try to understand, and I have collected this data from this PDF which is available on the website of Government of Saskatchewan, and this is the result of all the expression of interest through this SINP program. So from there I have collected the results of 2019. So let's try to understand. So there are 4 columns. First column represents the date when the draw was conducted, and the second column indicates the category. As you know, there are 2 famous categories. One is SINP EE, means express entry. Another one is SINP OID, which means occupation in demand. Fine. So in the international skilled worker program, there are 2 categories, subcategories. Fine. And these are the 2 famous category, OID and EE. So today my analysis based on this OID and EE category. Fine. Third column indicates the score. The score to get the invitation to apply from the SINP, and the fourth column indicates the number of invitations issued. Okay, so here this is the data that I have collected for 2019 for all the draws, and it shows the data for 16 January 2019 to up to 20 December. Okay, so let's try to find out some figures from that. So let's say first figure that I found, this is the total number of invitations. So if you do the summation of all these values, then you will get this number, and this is the 9,388. So these are the number of invitations were issued in 2019 by SINP. Okay, the another parameter that I have calculated, which is an average score to get the invitation, and which is calculated by doing the sum of all the scores and divided by the total number of draws. Fine. So the average score that I obtained, that is 70.30. Then the minimum score. Fine. So among this, the minimum score was 60, means there was a draw once in a year where the minimum cutoff was 60. Let's try to find out. So you can see there was a draw on 17th April which is an express entry draw where the cutoff was 60 and same is for the OID 2. Fine. And the minimum and maximum is 82. So there was a one draw where the maximum cutoff would be 82. Okay, so this draw was held on 22nd May. Okay, so this is the minimum score, maximum score, and this is standard deviation. This is one of the very much useful parameter to predict the trend. So let's try to understand what is the standard deviation. So it is a one statistical parameter and it is helpful to predict the trend. Fine. So in our case, standard deviation for the SINP score. So we'll try to apply this statistical parameter on this score. Fine. So in our case, how we can represent this? Standard deviation is nothing but measure of amount of variation from the mean or the average. So whatever your average is there, from that how much fluctuation will come, what is the variation will come, that will be the standard deviation. Okay, so let's try to calculate the standard deviation. So let's assume that the average in 2019, the average was 70.3. That is what we have recently calculated, right? And now from that, if I apply the equation of standard deviation for the SINP 2019 score, then I will get this value 5.43. What does it signify and what is the importance in our analysis? It says that whatever your average score is there, from that the fluctuation may be on the lower side up to this value, or fluctuation can be higher side up to this standard deviation value. So there are two possibilities. From the average, it can go to the lower side, it can go to the higher side. So let's try to calculate lower side standard deviation. Low indicates the lower side, and this can be calculated by using this average score of SINP minus this standard deviation. So average minus this, so this average is 70.3 minus 5.43 means 64.87, approximately it would be a 65. On the higher side, standard deviation is average plus 5.43, which is 70.3 plus 5.43 means 75.73, approximately we can say 76. Now what is the use of this values in our analysis? So it says that if your points are between this range 65 to 76, if your SINP points are between this range of standard deviation, then there is a very good chance to get the invitations to apply. Fine. So let's try to understand from the graph. I have also plotted the graph for the 2019. So you can see this is the graph. On the x-axis, I have plotted the SINP score or draw cutoff. Okay. On the y-axis, I have plotted the number of invitations. So as you can see, the range between 65 to 76. So as you see, if your points are between 65 to 76, you will get the invitations. So maximum number of draws were held between this range. Fine. However, there are some outliers will be there, lesser than 65 and greater than 78. Fine. But more number of draws would be held between this range. Fine. So this is one of the good parameter for 2019, that we can assume that if you were held the points between 65 to 76, then most probably you will be invited from the SINP, right? So this is one of the parameter that I have measured, and based on that we will do the analysis for 2020 also. Okay, so this is standard deviation. One another parameter that I have used, that is a median. Let's try to understand what is median. Fine. So median is also the middle element. When you arrange all the data in the ascending order, Fine, after sorting lowest value to highest value, and whatever the middle value, that will be your median. Fine, in our case our data is the cutoff score, fine, for the invitations to apply. So for the median score for SINP 2019 is it was 69. What it means that the maximum number of draws were held in 2019 which is near to this median value, and which was 69, right? So if your points were near to 69, then there was a great chance to get the invited from the SINP. And that is what we have seen. If your points were near to 69, then there is a great chance to get the invitation. Okay, so this is about the 2019. Fine, so approximately, let's sum it up, approximately 10,000 invitations were issued in 2019. Fine, and these are the some statistical parameters that we have calculated. So same thing could be expected in 2020 also. Fine, if you see the category wise, in SINP OID 4,250 invitations were issued in 2019. In SINP EE category 5,138 invitations were issued. Okay, so now let's try to compare it with 2020. So this is the data which I have collected from the same analysis from this site. Fine, and in 2020 this many draws are done, and these are the same information that I have written is in 2019. Fine, so here if I do the sum up, fine, the total number of invitations were issued in 2020 which was 2,221. Fine, average score is 71.36, which is very similar to the previous average of 2019. Fine, minimum score was 69, maximum score was 78, and the standard deviation was 3.72 for the 2020. So this is a very big parameter, on very good parameter to understand the trend, and median is also 69 for the 2020. Okay, and in 2020 1,249 invitations were issued in SINP OID category. 972 invitations were issued in express entry categories. Okay, so this is the analysis of 2020. Now let's compare and let's do some observation what could be expected. Fine, so my first analysis between 2019 and 2020 is the difference between this number of invitations. So you can see that in 2019 the invitations are this much, and in 2020 it is 2,221. So what we can expect? So you can expect the number of invitations is 7,167 number of invitation will be issued in 2020, because this much quota is left still in the SINP. Fine, this is not my analysis, this is as per the data. Fine, even this number can go higher than this one. Fine, but this many number of invitations definitely will be issued by the SINP in the 2020. If you see the bifurcation category wise, fine, so in the category wise this is the data, and for 2020 this is the data. Fine, so if you see the expected number of invitations in OID category, which would be around 3,000. Fine, and expected number of invitation in express entry category, which would be around 4,166. So my friends, this much number of invitations will be issued in the next upcoming 6 months by the SINP. So this is a very big number. Be ready to get the invitations from the SINP and keep your profile updated. Fine, so this is my prediction. This is the facts and figure. My prediction is approximately 10,000 invitations will be issued in the 2020. Fine. Every year SINP issues approximately 10,000 invitations for the PNP. So this many invitations will be issued. So fine. So this is my first analysis from the 2019 and 2020. Okay. So let's move to the next one. Next analysis will be the future draw cutoff. So let's try to understand from the standard deviation that we have calculated. Fine. So we have calculated this parameters: average, mean, max and standard deviation. Fine. So what is the standard deviation in 2019? So 19, this is the range that we have calculated, 64 and 75, approximately range is 65 to 76. Same calculation if we do for the 2020, then the standard deviation is around 67 to 75. What it means that? What is the meaning of this range? It means that the expected score or cutoff in 2020 for the upcoming draws in the range of 67 to 75. So there is a chance that the cutoff can go up to 67. However, it can go to 66 or 65 if more number of invitations will be issued by the SINP. Fine, but there are very good chances if your cutoff in this range 67 to 75. Fine. So I hope this will be helpful to you, and this is not my analysis, this is based on the fact and figures from the SINP 2019, and from the same data I have calculated for the 2020. Fine, and these are the data that we have obtained from the number of draws which was held in 2020. Okay, so I hope this clear. Next analysis will be the comparison of the median. Fine, so median is almost same in 2019 and the 2020. Fine, so if your points score is 69 or near to that, then there is a very strong chance to get the invitations to apply. So guys, don't panic, keep patience. Fine, right now you may be feeling that the cutoff is very high, but this is due to COVID-19 pandemic. Once the curve will be flattened, definitely the cutoff will come down. Fine, so this is my third comparison, third analysis. Fine, other analysis, other facts that I have found, which is, let's see that. So other analysis will be based on the number of invitations. Okay, in other facts, if you see that SINP issued 7,720 invitations from June 2019 to December 2019 out of 9,388. What does it mean? That in the last 6 months of 2019, 7,720 invitations were issued. Fine, so this is also a one good observation if you see. Fine, so SINP can also issue approximately 7,167 invitations from June 2020 to December 2020. And the reason is SINP has to complete their given quota of invitations. So as you know, Canada is inviting the 3,41,000 immigrants from all over the world. Fine, and from that the quota of SINP is approximately 10,000. So guys, still approximately 7,000 invitations will be issued in the next 6 months. So guys, this is a very big number, and there are brighter chance or better chance to get the invitations. What is the other fact that I found is, let's click on the other fact about the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, and this fact is, recently there were 759 new cases of coronavirus is in Canada on June 1. Fine, and this is the lowest since 29th March, which was 665 reported cases. So this is also one of the good news for us, because epidemic curve is flattening, and which is said by the Health Canada. So as the curve will be flattened, and the more number of invitations will be issued by all over the Canada. Fine. So same is applicable to the Saskatchewan PNP program too. Okay. So these are my facts, figures and the trends. I hope you understand it, and I wish you all the best that you will get the invitation from the SINP and you will become a Canada PR. So guys, please share your reviews in the comment section of my YouTube channel, and please post your queries in the comment section if you have. Fine. And please do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel to receive the latest videos and updates about Canada immigration. And please click on the like button if you like the video. Thank you. Best wishes.